Jagadish, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Srikant.
Jagadish, could you please open your PPT with list of questions and topic? Over to you, Jagadish.
Yeah, okay, Srikant. So here it is the PPT, Srikant. The my topic is the substitution variables. The substitution variables are act as a global placeholder for information that changes in the monthly wise or yearly wise. So now we will see how to use the substitution variables in the following artifacts, like in data forms, like in runtime prompt, in the business rules, in the smart U. So in the next slide, so creation of the substitution variables. So can you show me the how to create the substitution variable for the following use cases? So let me show you in the application how to create the substitution variables in the following use cases. So let me go to the application. So in the home page, there is a tools cluster. Click on tools cluster. In the variable card, click on variable card. So in the variable card, there are two variables. One is user variable and the substitution variable. Click on substitution variables. So in the substitution variable, these are the predefined variables. If you want to create the new one, click on add icon to create the new substitution variables. So let's move on to the PPT. So in this, there are two use cases. The use case one is the consider the user runs the consolidation monthly. For example, user wants to update the variable in every month. So in this case, I'm considering June. So let me create the use case one in the application. Go to the application. So click on brush icon to create the substitution variable. So first select the cube. You can select the all cubes or rate or console. I'm selecting the all cubes. Give the name. I'm giving the I'm giving the name as current month one. Current month one. So I'm giving the value month is the June. I'm taking the value as June. Click on save. So the data has been saved successfully. Record has saved successfully. Click OK. So let's move on to the PPT. So in this use case 2, consider user runs the consolidation yearly. So for example, user wants to update the variable every year. So in this case, consider FY20. So I'm taking the FY20 in the substitution variable. So let me create the use case 2 in the application. Go to click on add icon to create. So in this also I'm taking the all cubes. So I'm taking the current year 1. The value is FY20. FY20. So after give these values, click on save. So the records have been saved successfully. Click OK. Let's move on to the PPT. Go to the next slide. So in this slide, using the substitution variables in the data forms. So in this first use case one is use accounts in dimension in rows and the use substitution variables of year and period dimension in the column. So choose the generation 2 members of every other dimension. Next, preview the date form with this use case. So let me show in the use case one in the application. Go to the application. So go to forms. Go to form. Click on navigator. Under the create and manage menu, there is a forms icon. Click on forms icon. So I'm already created the substitution variable form. Click on substitution variable form and click on edit. So here it is the form. So click on layout section. So in this case, I'm taking the rows as the account. In this case, I'm taking the substitution variables in the columns. The point of view, I'm taking the other dimension members. So click the account dimensions are click on edit. So in this case, I'm taking the total liabilities and equities in this case. So after that, click on OK. So in this case, I'm taking the columns as substitution variables. What you created the previous in the substitution variable. Click on edit. Click on edit in the year dimension. So I'm taking the variable. So in this variable, I'm taking the substitution variable. Under the substitution variable, what you created the previously, that is the current year 1. I'm taking the current year 1. Click on add to add the year into the member is already there. So I'm clicking add in. The year is already there. So click on OK. So I'm also taking the month. So click on edit in the variable section, the substitution variable. So I'm taking the current month 1. June, that is June, what you create in the substitution variable, click add to the add the period, click on OK. The current year one and current month one substitution variables added in the columns. So the generation two members are the in the point of view, generation two members are nothing but what you created in the parent members, that what are the child members are there. These are the generation two members. I'm taking the generation two members in the point of view. After that, click on save. The form has been saved. Click OK. So preview. So the data is FY20 June. The FY20 is nothing but current year. What you taken in the substitution variable. The June month is the current month. In the what you taken in the previously taken in the substitution variable, the June month will be appear. So after that, click cancel, click save. The use case 2 in this slide is, and another use case is hard coded the year and period dimension in the another column along with use case 1 to explain the difference between the hard coded members, the substitution variables in the values. So let me create the use case 2 in the application. Go to the application. So I'm creating the hard coded dimension in the column. So if you want to create, let first you should create add the column. If you want to add the column, click on right click, add the column. The columns will be added. So you should edit this column. So I'm taking the hard coded one. So hard coded one is nothing but what you take in the period year dimension. This is the hard coded one. So I'm taking the FY20 year. Click on add to add the year and click OK. So I'm current month is the hard coded one. I want to take the hard coded one is the March month. So I'm going to take hard coded one in the period. So expand the year total, expand the half year one. So expand the quarter one. So I'm taking the March, click add to add the period, click OK. So March is the head and FY20 is the added in the column. So after that, click on save. The form has been saved. Click OK. Click the preview. So the hard coded members are FY20 March added to the form. So these are the FY20 June is the substitution variables. So let me go to the PPT. So in this, maybe preview the data form by changing the substitution variable of June to July. Explain how dynamically we can substitution variables while designing the forms and its purpose. So just create the period dimension in the column next to the substitution variable member column by picking up June, which need to explain and talk on the selection of data members of the period dimension June or July for that matter. On each month changes, how painful to change this hard coded model in the designing form. So let me show in the application how the changing the substitution variable from June to July. So go to the application. So now I want to change the substitution variable month June to July. So I'm previously created the current month as June. So I'm changing this value to June to July. So after that, click on save. The record has been saved successfully. Let me check this one is changed or not. Go to variables card. So in the substitution variable, so I am taking the current month one. So it was not changed. Let me change one more time. June, July, and click on save. So the record has been saved successfully. So now it was changed successfully. So let me go to the forms. Go to navigator icon. Under the create and management, there is a forms icon. Click on forms. So open the substitution variable form. Click on edit. So let's preview this form. So yes, it was changed to June to July. So what is the use of this? What is the difference between the substitution variable and hard coded members? Because if you want to change the substitution variable in the substitution variable section, the values are changed all other forms. If you want to change the hard coded one, go to every form and change. That's why it's used for the substitution variable form. So after that, click on close. So let's move on to the next slide. So using the substitution variables in the runtime prompt. So can you pass the substitution variable as value in the prompt? Yes, we can pass the substitution variable in value in the prompt. So if yes, can the prompt value limited only the value assigned to the substitution variable? Yes, we can prompt the values limited only if the value assigned to the substitution variable. So in this case, user requirement is how can I user select the only one prompt value in the defaulted to value assigned to substitution variable. For example, if the consolidation run the particular month of June, which is that month passed in the substitution variable, rest of the months should not be displayed in the selection of prompt value. So let me show in this example in the application. Go to the application. So in the navigator icon, so click on for rules card under the create and manage menu, click on rules card. So the calculation manager page will be opened. So in this page, so I'm going to create the variables. So if you want to create the variables, click on actions menu. So click on variable designer. So variable designer page will be opened. So after that, you can expand the APM cloud. So in this global section, I am going to create in two variables. So that is one is month, what is for month, and another one is for year. So why you taking the global means if you want to go for all cubes and rates and conserve, then you go for global. If you want to only use for conserve, then you go for FCCS. So I'm going to go for all cubes. That's why I'm taking the global. So if you want to create new one, click on actions, click new. So I'm taking the first I'm taking the year. So RTP year 1. I'm taking the name as RTP year 1. So that the type is the member. So after selecting the member, the dimension type you should select. I'm taking the year. That's why I'm taking the year. The year dimension. After taking the year dimension, you should enable the RTP checkbox. So the limits and default values are available for use to enter the values. I'm taking the values what you created in the substitution variable. I'm going to give these values. What is that? Current year 1. Default value also same, ampersand current year 1. So RTP text means if what you are given in the RTP text, it will be appear in the rules card, that is the consolidation card. So I'm going to give the name as select the year. So after giving this, click on save. So the variable has been saved successfully. After click on OK. So I'm going to create another one that is called month. So I'm going to create new. So RTP underscore month 1. So type is also member. So month, that's why I'm taking the period dimension. So after taking period dimension, you should enable the RTP checkbox. So give the limits. I'm take what you take in the substitution variable. I'm going to take current month 1. So and also taking the current month 1. Default value limits also same. So give the RTP text. The RTP text is the select the period. So after giving this, check the values once, current month and current year 1. So the current month 1, current month, click on save. So after that variable I have saved successfully, click OK. So let's go to the PPT. So after that, go to the next slide. So using the substitution variable in the business rule. So can you show me how to pass the substitution variable in the business rule? Let me show in the how to pass the substitution variable in the business rule in the application. Go to the application calculation manager. So expand FCCS in the control. Go to the system view first. After that, expand the APM cloud. Under the FCCS, expand console, expand rules. So these are the predefined rules. This is the custom rule. I'm going to create another custom rule. Click on actions, click on new object. So I'm taking the application type as EPM cloud. Application is the FCCS. So cube is the console. So object type is the rule. the name what you given. I am going to give the custom rule 2. Click OK. So the custom rule 2 created and open for the editing. Click OK. The rule was created successfully and it will be opened. So let's move on to the slide. So in this slide, so which of the following design is recommended? Hard coding June in the BR, or using the substitution variable created for the month, or using the RTP created for month with the substitution variable. So I'm going to explain these three things in the application. Let me go to the calculation manager. So I'm going to use the script for every point. So for the hard coded June month, I'm going to give the script value fix what you are given the month June. So I'm going to enter the June. And I'm going to end this fix. So this is the first point. That is the hard coding June in the BR. So the another point is the using the substitution variable created for the month. So I'm going to use the substitution variable name in this case. So go to fix month. What you created percent current month 1 and close this end fix. So this is used for the current month. What you taken in the substitution variable name, you can use this substitution variable in the fixed value. And also I'm taking the another one, that is the RTP created for the month with the substitution variable. So let me create this one in this case. Go to the calculation manager. So fix open. So I'm going to use the variable designer names. So I'm previously created the two variables. So the one is the RTP month one. So I'm going to select this one, copy and custom rule. So I'm going to give this name in this. So it's not copied. So let me copy first. RTP month one. Going to paste it here. And also I'm going to create one more thing, that is an art year. So I'm going to copy the art year also. Let me copy and also you should paste it here. After that, give the end fix value and fix value in this slide. Which is the following design is recommended? I am going to recommend this one using the RTP created month, which is a substitution variable, because it will be limited the values. That's why I'm taking this. So let me do this. I want to hide this one. So now I'm using star forwarded slash followed by forwarded slash and also slash forwarded by. So I'm going to use this only one. So after giving this, click on save. The rule was saved. And also I'm going to deploy into the application. Click on validate and deploy. So after clicking this, these things are deployed to the application. So let me check. So the deploy process is running. So some of the objects are also deployed to the application. So let me check in the application what you created in this calculation manager. So after deploying, the deployment was successful. So let me check in the application in the rules card. So go to the application, click on home page. The home page, there are rules icon. So click on rules card. So the custom rule was created, so it's not appear. So let me check in the application. Okay, custom rule and click on save. So click on deploy and click on validate. The rule was validated with no errors. So let me deploy once. So I'm going to deploy. The deployment was successful. Click OK and click close, click leave and click on refresh. So the custom rule was created successfully in the business rules card. So click launch to open this pop-up window. So what are you given in the variables name? So select the period and select the year. So now I'm going to limit the current month one. What you given in the substitution variable, I'm going to check. So I'm going to give the only FY20. So it will only, the month is only given as July. So this will only open the July. So and also same thing, the year also I'm taking FY20. So FY20 is only happier. These things are only happened in this business rules. So let me check in the next slide. So using the substitution variable in the smart view, can you show me how to insert the substitution variable in the report created using the ad hoc analysis? For a ad hoc analysis, use the same design of the data as per the use case one for the slide 4. Let me show in the smart view. So I'm open the Excel sheet. So I'm already I'm already logged into the FCCS application cloud. So I'm going to log into the smart view. So I'm successfully logged into the smart view. Let expand the URL and expand the FCCS. So in this library folder, there are the forms what you created in the from section. So I'm open the substitution variable from. Click on substitution variable from and click on ad hoc analysis to open the ad hoc analysis. So go to the options and click on the and disable the suppress missing blocks. Just click on OK. So now open the ad hoc analysis form. So the form will be open here. So if you want to refer that data into whatever substitution variable data, if you want to see in this in the smart view, you should give the substitution variables name current year, current month 1 and also current year 1. After giving this, click on refresh. So the data will be appear. So let me go to the application. In the use case 1, present the report by changing the substitution variables values from July to Jan and period dimension FY20 to FY21 for the year dimension. Because with this use case, user should see the consolidation report value from June 20 to Jan 21 dynamically by changing the period and the year dimension as per the above use case. Let me check in this in the application. Go to the home page. So in the home page, there is application card. So there is a tools cluster in the variables card. So I'm changing the values from June to Jan. So July to Jan, current month July to Jan. Change this value to Jan. And FY22 changing is that FY22 to FY21. So I'm going to change the FY20 to 21. After that, click on save. Record has been saved successfully. So let me open tools cluster variable. Let me check these are the modified or not. I'm going to check once more. So these are the modified. Let me check in the smart view. Go to the smart view and click on refresh. I am opening the form one more time. Click on refresh. I'm going to open the substitution variable form. Click on ad hoc analysis. Yes, the values are changed FY21 to Jan. If you want to refer the data, click current year 1, current year month After that, click on refresh. The FY21 Jan data will be appear here. So this is how the data is reported in the smart view. The next slide will be the, so in this topic, it is concluded to show us the using the substitution variables in the following artifact. So like in data forms and runtime prompt and business rule in the smart view. So that's it, Srikanth.
Yeah, thank you, Jagdish.
Yes, thank you, Srikanth.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you, Srikanth.